A Ukrainian app company just handed indie Mac developers something Sam Altman cannot. Zero marginal cost per AI call. MacPaw, the folks behind Clean My Mac and Setapp, partnered with Liquid AI to ship a local inference layer called Elix. Every developer selling into the Setapp store, all 150,000 paying subscribers deep, is about to get on-device AI they do not pay per token for. If you run a subscription app and your OpenAI bill is eating your margin, this is the story of the week and the window on it closes fast. Here is what got cheaper. Here is who just got undercut. And here is what you need to tell your dev team by Monday morning. Let me show you the math first, because the take needs the number underneath it. I ran one realistic query through Anthropic's top-tier model this morning. A Mac writing tool rewriting a paragraph for a user. 95 output tokens delivered. Cost per query at published Opus rates under a cent. Sounds fine. Now scale it up. One power user, 50 queries a day, 30 days a month. $14.06 in cloud bills per user. The Setapp subscription pays about $9.99 to the developer's share. Do the subtraction. Every power user on your app is losing you $4 a month. And a power user is exactly the customer you built the AI feature for in the first place. Now flip it, same feature, same 50 queries a day, running on Elix on the customer's own laptop. Marginal cost, zero. Your margin per power user goes from -4 to +9.99, not an optimization, the gap between shipping the feature and pulling the feature. Here is the answer. If you build for the Mac and you can run your inference on device, MacPaw just deleted the invoice that was killing your unit economics. Not lowered it, deleted it, headline, everything else is implementation. Before I keep going, quick thing you actually want. I run a free school community called the Church of SEO Jesus. Every AI announcement like this one gets translated into a spreadsheet, a checklist, and the exact playbook to move on it before your competitors notice. The margin math I just walked you through, the vendor prompts, the audit template for your own app's cost per user, all of it lives inside. It is free. Link is below and pinned in the comments. Subscribe on the way down there because there are 6 more of these dropping this week. Right, back to it. Proof you can pull yourself. Open setapp.com right now. Look at the paying subscriber number in their press kit and scroll their app directory. 150,000 paying subscribers is the distribution any Setapp developer inherits the day Elix opens its SDK. Proof lives there, not with me. Who this hits first? Chat wrappers, writing assistants, transcription apps, summarizers, grammar tools, every Mac app on the store that is currently a thin layer over the OpenAI API charging a monthly subscription for the convenience. Think of every tool sitting in the menu bar that turns your rough note into a polished paragraph, every meeting recorder that spits out a summary at the end of the call, every research helper that summarizes a PDF. The competitor who ports to Elix this quarter runs the same product at a structural cost advantage the cloud-bound app cannot match. They charge less, they lift the rate limits, they let the power user hammer the tool all day. And the cloud-bound competitor either bleeds cache or caps usage and loses the customer to the operator who did not have to cap it. Second layer of impact, privacy verticals. If you sell into legal, into medical, into finance, into any business where the customer's data cannot leave the machine, on-device is not a cost story. It is a sales story. Elix runs the query on the user's own chip. The data never leaves the laptop. Your enterprise sales team just got a bullet point half your competitors cannot say with a straight face. Law firms who could not touch a cloud transcription tool because of client confidentiality just got a compliant one. Same for accountants during audit season, same for therapists writing session notes. Old way versus new way is stark. Old way, you ship the AI feature, wire it to the cloud API. Watch a power user rack up more in tokens than they pay you in subscription, cap the feature to protect margin, and lose to the competitor who does not cap it. New way, you ship on Elix, inference runs on the user's own M-series chip, marginal cost is zero, and you let the power user hammer it all day because hammering it is free. Now the honest part, the trade-offs. Elix is a small model. Small models are not the full Claude Sonnet experience. Long context, hard reasoning, code generation at frontier quality, agent chains that run for 20 minutes, those still need the cloud. What MacPaw built is not a religion, it is a router. local for the 80% of calls it handles cleanly. Fallback to Google or Anthropic for the hard 20%. Same MacPaw stack does both. Your developer picks the routing rule per feature, the cost curve bends without the quality ceiling dropping through the floor. Other honest part, it is not shipping tomorrow. MacPaw is currently building it. The Elix SDK for third-party developers does not have a public ship date, and the store side is moving to credit-based pricing, which means MacPaw takes a cut of AI operations users spend credits on. So the word free has an asterisk. Free for the calls your dev routes entirely on device. Metered for anything that touches the platform's credit meter or the cloud fallback route. Read the terms carefully when they publish. 2 more risks before I tell you what to do. Apple already ships foundation models on device to developers today. Liquid's pitch is that their models are tuned for specific tasks Apple's defaults are not. Either the bet pays off in the benchmarks, or it does not, and there is no public benchmark yet on Elix versus foundation models. Second risk, Setapp is Mac only. If you run an iOS app with the same margin problem, this announcement does nothing for you this week. Watch the next WWDC keynote. Here is the verification you can do right now without me. Open your own product analytics. Look at your top 5% of users by API spend. Multiply their monthly cost by 12. The number Elix removes from your P&L the day you port. If it is bigger than one engineer's salary, this is a Monday morning meeting, not a next quarter roadmap item. What to actually do this week. If you own or fund a Mac app business, 3 moves. 1. Audit your current cost per active user by decile. Get the number for your top decile specifically. Most founders I talk to have never pulled it. Do it this week. 2. Tell your dev team to build one on-device prototype now. Pick the highest frequency feature you ship. Get it running on Apple Foundation models today and be ready to swap the runtime for Elix the day the SDK lands. 3. If you are not on Setapp and your product fits, apply to the store. 150,000 paying subscribers is a distribution moat you cannot build from a cold start in any reasonable timeline. If you fund these companies, ask your portfolio one question this quarter. What percentage of your inference is on device today, and what is the 12-month plan to move that number up? Founders who cannot answer are founders whose margins are quietly getting hollowed out and do not know it yet. Quick resource callback before the wrap. The decile audit I just described, the on-device prototype checklist, the Setapp margin spreadsheet, I put every one of those inside the Church of SEO Jesus. It is my free school community. Every AI story I cover here gets a spreadsheet, a prompt pack, and a founder playbook in there, and this week's Elix teardown is going up as soon as I hit publish. Link in the description, free to join. Bigger pattern to see here. AI power is moving off the Frontier Labs server and onto the customer's hardware. The cost curve for a lot of everyday inference is collapsing to 0. The winners in the next 12 months are not the founders with the biggest cloud bill and the fanciest model. They are the founders who worked out which 20% of their calls actually need the Frontier model and shipped the other 80% locally at 0 marginal cost before their competition worked out what happened. MacPaw and Liquid AI just made that math easier for one whole slice of the market. Every other slice is coming next. It is the exact window I keep telling you about, the gap after the announcement, before your competitors notice, when a small operator can move first and eat someone else's lunch. If this is the translation you want, from AI announcement to what it means for your P&L by Friday, I have a video coming on how Setapp's credit-based pricing actually works under the hood and whether that developer split is going to hurt or help you, and it goes up right after this one. So watch it next on the end screen right about now.